how's your week been, bro?
My week's been awesome. I was out of town last weekend, so I just got back into town this week. I was down in LA meeting up with some friends down there, and then just been getting back into the swing of things around here. I'm up in Seattle, for those of you who don't know, which is tucked way up in here in the corner of the Pacific Northwest.
Wow, how's the weather up there?
It's actually perfect. You actually couldn't ask for better weather right now.
Wow,
it's freaking perfect up here, Kenny. Savvy shoes.
Well, you know, the weather is actually really good here right now too, because like even though it's been 87 to 90 degrees, and that seems hot to a lot of people, but usually this time of year here in Texas, it's like 100 and something. So
right, so that's like mellow for you guys.
Yeah.
What's up, Jace?
What's up? Yeah. So how long have you been on the app?
So actually, this is like the 1-year anniversary of my top badge. I got my top badge in like the second week of July. So technically, I think it was on Friday. And then I started streaming in April 2020. So like, what is that, 15 months total?
Yeah, something like that. You started like a month and a half after I did.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm on the POF too. So I discovered it completely by accident because I had POF as a dating site, you know, and it was just like new feature, go live. This is when Meet Me merged with POF. And I was like, what is this little feature? And I just hit live and just started playing music, and then it just took off from there.
So did you have any luck while you was on POF?
Any luck with
still on POF, but I mean as the dating.
As far as like the dating. You know what? To be honest, POF not that great of a dating site. Like not really. More so like Hinge and Bumble are like a little better. And you have to like you have to like verify like your accounts on there so you know that the people that you match with are real. POF, we call it plenty of fakes because it's like you match with people and you get messages, but you don't know if they're catfish or not. There's like way too many fake profiles. Right. TK in the building. What's up, TK?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I've always been real apprehensive about going on a date with somebody I don't really know. You know, like if you're with some of your buddies and they introduce you to somebody and then y'all decide to go on a date, that's one thing. But like meeting somebody on the internet and then you're meeting them for the first time, you're like, eh.
Well, there's a strategy to it. Like you use like the website like as like the tool to meet. And then hopefully like you get a chance like to chat, like to FaceTime, do something like before you actually schedule a date, you know? So if you just like meet someone, you're like, hey, how are you? Want to meet? Sure. There's usually a little more interaction than that before you actually agree to meet. You might just pop on a quick FaceTime call and you can kind of tell, you know, if you're going to have chemistry with that person kind of off the bat. And then you save yourself like the time of going on a date where, you know, one of you is not going to dig each other or it's mutual or the other thing. So there's kind of like a way like to do it if you're.
Although personally, like me, I'm not very good on the phone. Like I suck at texting. And
me too, bro. I suck at texting too.
I'm that person that types out a text and then I'll be like, why didn't they text me back? And I'll look later and like, oh, I didn't hit send them. I'm the one that didn't.
I remember to hit the send. It's just like my personality and like who I am like shines more if I'm talking over the phone than like, you know, texting. I mean, emojis help, but like then if you use like too many emojis, like that's weird, you know? You don't want to be that guy who's just like texting tons of emojis, you know, but you still want to get your personality across. So it's like I text. Not much of a texter.
Yeah. I'm 44, so I remember when text wasn't even a thing. And then when people started texting, like that's all they would do was text, and I was a talk on the phone person. So I'd call them and they wouldn't answer their phone, but they would text me. I'm like, look, I'm driving. Like, why can't you fucking answer your phone? Like, this is bullshit. Like, you're at work and texting, but I'm driving down the road. Like,
right now it's like weird if you answer or you call it. Like, why is this person calling me? Text me. Now it's like a weird thing. Like before, it'd be like, why is this person texting me? Just call me. Now it's like it's completely the opposite now.
Yeah, I found that it's sometimes it's much easier to text, especially like if you don't want to have like there's some people that I know if I get on the phone with them that I'm going to be stuck, you know, so I would rather just be like, hey, da-da-da-da-da, and then, you know.
You get your point across quicker.
Yeah.
You get
Yeah.
your point across. You don't
Get
gotta
it
get
in
stuck
and
up
I'm
on them.
out.
Like okay, all right, yep, yep, love you too. Okay, all right, bye.
Well, sometimes somebody just put in the chat. Sometimes inhibition can be loosened when you text. Yeah, but it's also that a lot of times text can be misconstrued. Like
It can be
people can
taken
take
out
it
of
the wrong way.
context. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why like emojis are like so essential because if you're being like sarcastic or you have like a dry sense of humor, you know what I mean? Like you can say something which can be taken the wrong way, but if you throw in like a certain emoji, then they're like, okay, I get it now.
Right.
Hey.
Exactly. Exactly. So how long have you been playing guitar?
I started playing guitar when I was around like 13 or 14. I actually started off my grandparents put me in piano lessons. So I actually
Wow.
started off on the piano. And then like one day I picked up a guitar and I'm like, "Oh, this is like so much better. Like you can take it with you. Like you don't have to like you can play it anywhere. You don't have to be so like formal sitting down at a piano." So I just picked up the guitar and then I started playing more. I still do play piano, but I don't consider it my number one instrument. I consider guitar. So I just kind of
Yeah.
picked it up and just kind of like taught myself basically. I didn't like get any lessons or anything like that. I had like friends and family like that would play and like they like show me like little stuff like that. But if you're a guitar player, like you kind of just learn the chords and then from there you just kind of take it.
I'm gonna be honest. I have a guitar. It's sitting right over there, and I've tried to learn. Like I figured something out by trying to learn to play guitar, and the thing that I figured out was if it was easy, that everybody would play, because like I'm horrible. Like I can fake it, I can pick it up, and just it's basically if I put a strap on it and put it around my neck, it's a necklace. It's a guitar necklace.
Well, just like anything. Like there's people like I mean, think of it like a sport, like a basketball. Like there's people that can dribble and they can shoot. They're not like horrible. And like then there's people who are like college level players, and then there's pros. So it's like when you say like I play the guitar, like that can be taken very, I play the I'm decent or I'm a professional. You know, I'm just kind of right in the middle. Like I don't consider myself like a super like professional, amazing guitar player. I just play mostly rhythm. I'm like a vocalist first, so I use it more to just like accompany like my vocal versus it's a little more interesting than just like singing karaoke off of like a pre-recorded track or something. Adds a little more skill element.
Yeah, I've actually been in the studio, and like I've watched people play all my life, and it wasn't until I went to the studio that I learned the difference in what you're talking about. And somebody that just plays and somebody that's a professional, you can
Right.
definitely tell the difference.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like those classical guitar players, they're just like they're going up
Oh yeah,
and down the neck. You're like, that is a professional guitar player. Like that person plays the guitar like as good as you can pretty much play it.
right, right.
Lucky
So,
Skylight.
do you perform anywhere, or you just kind of play for fun, or?
I used to a lot, man. I played like pretty much everywhere that you can play. Like, I mean, as far as like weddings, parties, um, corporate events, and then I was in singing groups in high school and college. So we did singing competitions around like the country, and we performed at schools and retirement homes and festivals and places like Disney World, Carnegie Hall in Seattle, in New York. And just like different theaters, like different venues, bars, nightclubs, a little bit of everything. I've played in bands, I've sung in groups, I've done solo stuff, so a little bit of everything, but on like a very, you know, mid-level. I'm not up there like performing in stadiums or anything like that, obviously.
So what about
Gotcha.
right now, as far as musically? Do you just do it for fun, or you doing anything professionally?
Yeah, I mean, I do it like for fun. Like obviously, like it's a part of like my live stream, and I have other people that reach out to me like here and there, like to hire me like to play, gigs and stuff. But like it's my passion. I like to do it for fun. I'd be doing it like no matter what, whether I was performing or whether I was just playing for myself. So Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you got to sing for us today?
Man, Kenny, I have so many songs on my list, and I was wondering that, like, what you're thinking. Hey, thank you for the wheel over spinning that. I'm a weenie.
Just
Thank you, bro.
whatever you feel like in your heart, brother.
Okay, so when I first got on this app, because I know you're a country music singer, right, Kenny? Like, you love country, like you
Oh yeah.
live, breathe, and die country. So I'm gonna be honest. When I first got on this app, like, if you ask me what kind of music I like, I'm like, I listen to everything except for country. I knew 2 country songs on the guitar. I knew John Denver, Country Roads,
Country
and Kid
Roads.
Rock's Sheryl Crow Picture. But then I get a lot of country music artists in my live that would support me and request songs. So since then, I've learned like tons of country songs, and I've become a fan. I got bit by like the country bug. I was like, all right, there's some artists like some Kane Brown, some Brett Young, some Chris Stapleton. I learned some Carrie Underwood. I learned some Luke Combs and some stuff, and I'm like, okay. Tennessee Whiskey, yes sir. That's actually the one that I was gonna do. So Tennessee Whiskey is kind of like a soul. It's kind of like right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like soul country, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna do some Tennessee Whiskey, and then if I have time for one more, I was gonna do an old school throwback song from the '70s by a band called Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's called "Have You Seen the Rain?"
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
So I'll start off with some Tennessee Whiskey. Y'all welcome in. My name is Nick Style. This is going to be Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton. Thank you, Kenny, for having me. Everybody make sure you favorite Kenny. Show him some love if you haven't already, if you're new to the stream. All right, this is Chris Stapleton with Tennessee Whiskey. Chris Casper in the house. I used to spend my nights out in a bar room. Liquor was the only love that I know. But you rescued me from reaching the bottom. Brought me back from being too far gone. You are as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You are as sweet as strawberry wine. You are as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I taste home from loving you all the time. Hey! I look for love in all the wrong places. I found the bottom of a bottle always so dry. But you rescued me from reaching the bottom. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You are as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You are as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I taste home from loving you all the time. One more time now. You are as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You are as sweet as strawberry wine. You are as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I taste home from loving you all the time. Hey.
Man, that was good. I like that. I like that.
Thank you.
Hey, Chris Stapleton does a song with his wife, Morgan Stapleton. It's really, well, it's mainly her, but it's really good. If you have a chance to check it out, Oh wow, the name of the song. You ever had that brain fart moment where you just
All the time, bro.
I'll think of it in a minute. But hey, look, we'll have you back in the last few moments of the show to sing another song, if you don't mind.
All right, cool. Your show goes till what time again?
1 a.m. Eastern, which is in 35 minutes.
All right, awesome. Hey, well, guys, it's been awesome. If you guys are just joining, this is the Kennywayne After Dark show. Make sure you guys stick around, hit that favorite, show some love for my dude. And
everybody favorite Nick Styles. If you don't have him favorited already, make sure y'all hit that fave.
Appreciate y'all, man. All right, Kenny. I'll catch up with you soon, man.
All right, buddy. All right. The next person we have on our show is Jilly Baby. Jilly, if you would go ahead and request the box. There we go. Yeah, that's what happened. You flew right on in there. How have you been?
I've been good. Congratulations on your first official feature show. I didn't know this was the first official one. So
yeah, this is the first official one. So yeah.
Thanks, Jason.
So I see that you've been on the app since April of 2020, correct?
I did. I got in right in the COVID frenzy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So how has streaming been for you so far?
Streaming's been great. It's actually really helped me tap into a lot of my passions, things that I passionately enjoy doing that I put off to the side to have a career and work in corporate and kind of do a lot of those things that so it's been really great. It's actually been really great.
So do you currently work in a corporate office, or you did before COVID?
I do not. So this will probably be the first time I'm actually officially saying this. I'm doing this full time. So I've been doing it full time for a couple of months. I've just never said anything. It's first time I'm saying it out loud.
Hey, whatever. Hey, whatever pays the bills, right? And huh?
I said agreed, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at my notes.
Wait, so while you're looking at that, you're in, I lived in Austin for 8 years. I loved it out there. So even when you're talking about the springs, like I miss that out there. Like Barton Springs, like guys, he's not lying. When he says the water's like a cool 70 degrees all year round, it's amazing. Like it's amazing. I miss the food. I miss all the activities. It's a great, Central Texas is a beautiful, beautiful place, but so full now. From what I understand, like so many people are moving.
Oh yeah, well, I haven't really explored that area since I was a kid, and I'm 44 now. So when we went back this last week, we kind of did some exploring, and I went to a couple of places my dad took me when I was a kid, and it's changed so much. And even like we went to the it used to be called Aquarena Springs, and now it's called something Aqua Center. It's run by the Southwest Texas State.
Okay, yes.
And when I was a kid, they had the glass bottom boats where you look down the glass and you can see. Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, they had these big, massive catfish that were like 6 foot long, and you could see them. And now, I was looking, and it was all these small fish, and I asked the tour guide, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't stock them no more." And like the last one died. We just And I'm like, wow, that was what drew that's why my dad took me when I was a kid. He wanted me to see these big fish at the bottom of the boat.
So now you can't pass that along.
But we did get to see the springs, and it was nice.
Did you go see the bats?
No. You're talking about the Natural Bridge Caverns. We didn't go to Natural Bridge Caverns. We did go to
at the Congress Bridge. I guess it's not that time. It's in March. I think they leave in March. You should be able to go there where they just kind of take off at dusk.
We did get to go to the caverns in San Marcos, which was pretty neat.
Yeah, Bats got COVID. Too funny.
So before you started streaming, what was it you did?
So before I started streaming, I was working for a tech startup. So I worked in a marketing tech startup company that was based in Australia. So that was fun. I got to, you know, a couple times I had to go to Sydney on the company. So that's always great when you get to fly on a company's dime. But it was the first startup I worked for. I've always worked in, I used to work in the medical device industry at their corporate office, and I used to work in like a tech industry, not tech, I know I can't think of it, but a technical institute. I used to work there in their corporate office. So a startup was a big change for me. It's a much more laxed environment. They drink a lot. Australians drink a lot. So it was a big change for me to just kind of be in a more lax kind of like party environment, but it was a fun job. It was a fun place to work.
So I see in my notes you've traveled to over 30 countries.
I have. Traveling is my passion.
Wow.
So COVID was just kind of like such a damper. All my 2020 travel plans were put on hold. But yeah, I love to travel. Traveled a lot since I was a kid, but I got the real travel bug when we're probably in 2012. Ironically, I didn't go on my first solo trip. When I say solo trip, like completely by myself, didn't plan to go with friends. Until about like 2017 or 19, like completely by myself. But it's such a freeing experience, and I think people should take trips by themselves, you know, and travel outside of the country. I think traveling to other places really gives you a better perspective, right, on the things that you have. You know, it helps you build, I think, like tolerance, and you know, you travel to some of the places I've been to. You know, one of my favorite trips is to India. I went to India for Holi Festival. So it's a festival in March. They call it the Festival of Colors, where, you know, they go, and people do it in the States, you know, throw colors, but that's where it originated from. But to go somewhere like that and to see their living conditions in certain places, right? And you can see that, but the people are, you know, friendly, they're happy, they're grateful for what they have. You know, it's like you really kind of get to experience something to be like, okay, you know, it's not so bad, you know, what I may be going through or where I'm at. But I love travel. Started a travel business with a friend. So you kind of got to create that for other people.
Wow. So out of the 30, look, I'm just going to ask, out of the 30 countries that you've been to, who has the best food?
Oh, food. Okay, so you have to have like a taste for it, right? So I have to break this down, right? So seafood. If you really like seafood, my favorite place to get really good fresh seafood, Croatia. Croatia has like amazing seafood, and it's literally, you know, when they tell you like fresh seafood there, they literally mean fresh, not like fresh here, like we got a shipment in yesterday. Fresh as in like what they've caught that day. You know, you can go there. That's what I've enjoyed that, and they have more of a selection too. If you like to eat octopus, if anybody likes to eat like taco or octopus, they have great like calamari. If you ever want to go get stuff there, I like Thailand. Thailand has great food to me. I like Thai food, so Thailand is like really good food. You can't go wrong.
I'm a big foodie, so that was one of the questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah, those are I'm trying to think some of the other places. I mean, they have decent food, but yeah. So I'd say like Thailand and Croatia for seafood. I mean, I like a lot of Asian food. I grew up in Hawaii and in Guam, so I'm more partial to a lot more of like the Asian cuisine. I can tell you some places that the food is kind of like, they don't really have a cuisine. If you go to like Australia, they don't really have a cuisine, you know. They don't really. It's real like, it's a lot of pub food, bar food. They'll have like Asian, you know, because it's still like the Asia Pacific, right? Mm-hmm. So you still have a lot of Asian influence down there, so you'll get a lot of their flavors, but they don't have their like own thing. If that makes sense. Kangaroo burgers. Kangaroo there.
So you mentioned you grew up in Hawaii and Guam. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was born in Hawaii. My dad's from Hawaii. My mom's from Guam. So I was born in Hawaii. So I grew up on the Big Island. I grew up in Hilo, the island of Hawaii, in Hilo, until I was about 10, 11, and then I moved to Guam. And then I was in Guam until I was 18. As soon as I graduated high school, I was on the next plane out to leave the island and come to the mainland, come to the States. It is a nice vacation. Yeah, it was great. It was nice. So living in Guam, right, especially, you're just much closer to like Japan, the Philippines, Thailand, like all of that area. So where people in the States, where the mainland, like we call it, you know, you may take a trip from New York to California or to this. When you're at Guam, you know, you take a trip to Japan, Philippines, you know, those are like 3-4 hour flights that you catch and you go visit and stuff. So it was nice living out there. It's just small, you know. I mean, Guam is like 32 miles long, 10 miles wide at its widest point. It's tiny.
Wow, that sounds like that sounds smaller than Houston, because like
Probably.
friends of mine that have never been to Houston, when they come to Houston and they're like, wow, like where are we at? Like we've driven a long ways, like we're still in Houston. Like we drove an hour and a half and we're still in Houston. Like, yeah, like we're still here.
Exactly.
Like where I live, you can drive. I'm just a little outside of Houston, just north of Houston, but if you're in downtown Houston, you can literally drive an hour in any direction and you're still in Houston. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, Texas is huge in itself. When I moved to Texas, I drove from Phoenix. I moved from Phoenix to Austin, right? So you drive through Arizona and you drive through New Mexico, you Texas. So that was about 14, 15 hours. Like 5 hours, I got through Arizona and New Mexico. The other like 9 was just to get halfway through Texas. You know, it's just like, it's just, the state is just huge. It's huge. So I completely understand that. And you're in Houston where there's like 6-lane highways, right? Like 6-7 lane highways, which are just gigantic compared to other places.
So in my notes, it says that streaming has helped you raise like almost $10,000 for the Lupus Foundation of America. Is that something you're passionate about? I mean,
I share my story about it. I was diagnosed with lupus back in 2017.
Oh, wow.
So coming on this app, it became a great platform for me to share my story. It's connected and resonated with a lot of people. You'd be very surprised how many people know somebody or are someone themselves who have lupus or lupus has affected their life directly and indirectly. So Lupus Awareness Month was the month of May. And a few weeks before May, I was just, every year when I was at my company, I would do like a fundraiser, try to raise awareness. And I was on the app and I just got the idea. I was like, you know, let me find a way to do that here. I know there's certain guidelines and things, you know, that kind of red tape, but you know, like all you can do is ask, right? You can put the question out and ask and see if they'll support. And Plenty of Fish, amazingly enough, was very much in support and on board. So on World Lupus Day, which is May 10th, I did a 10-hour stream. So it was great. It was May 10th for actually a 12-hour stream, sorry, from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So I did a 12-hour stream, had a whole lineup, found people on the app who were affected by lupus. So talking about it for themselves or their families, had some extra, I mean, it was just a great day. But we ended up, you know, everything in that stream, I just, you know, I said I'm personally donating to the foundation, and Plenty of Fish agreed to match that. So we ended up raising like $4,200. So I did that, and Plenty of Fish went on, and then after I showed them my donation, they went on and donated $5,000 directly from them. So
that's amazing.
It was amazing day. The day couldn't have gone any better. But you know, the streaming has allowed me to connect with people in that way. From my experience with lupus, the hardest part was after you kind of get through the diagnosis and you know, the health aspect of it, there's the community aspect of it, right? Of connecting with people who understand what's happening to you, right? Finding that connection community. And then, you know, sharing that awareness with people about what's going on. So the platform has been great for me to do that. I love to talk about it, share my knowledge, and hopefully help somebody, you know, who's struggling with it, maybe struggle a little less. I can, you know, share some of the things that helped me, or just, you know, feel seen, right? And feel a little less alone that, you know, someone else out here is also going through the same thing and talking about it. Not a lot of people like to talk about it. So that's probably been the most fulfilling thing about being on here, is being able to help people in that way.
So I really, you know, I've heard from lupus all my life, and I know it's something that's not good, but I really don't know exactly what it is. Is it some form of cancer?
No, so lupus is an autoimmune disease. So essentially what that means is there's lots of autoimmune diseases. So arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, people know what arthritis is. That's an autoimmune disease. So it's essentially something where your immune system is reacting in a way that it shouldn't be. So for someone with lupus, we have an overactive immune system. So that means that my immune system, or people with lupus, their immune systems can't tell the difference between good cells and bad cells. So essentially, it's your body attacking itself. So your body's defense system doesn't always know when to turn on or when not to fight something or when to do it. So essentially, if you get sick, you may catch the flu, you rest, take some medicine, you could be okay. If I catch the flu, my immune system goes into overdrive, then I essentially could get a lot more sick or have a lot more complications than that. The alternative to think about it in reference of another disease, like HIV, so AIDS and HIV, is the opposite of that. So someone with HIV has an underactive immune system, so their body can't fight. Someone with lupus fights everything. So
is that something that they can put in remission, or or is it something you always have and have to deal with?
It's something that you will always have. So there's no cure for it. But you can take medication to suppress. So there's lots of things to suppress your immune system. And that's essentially what people shoot for, right? Is to get to a place where your immune system is in remission. But that's a delicate balancing act, right? Because if you have something overactive, then you want to suppress it. If you suppress it too much, then you're just a little bit more susceptible to getting sick, right? So it's finding that balance of, and the challenge with the disease is it affects everybody so differently. Like how it affects me and the next person are so different that there's no like cookie cutter one, take this pill and then everybody's okay. So it's very much unique as it affects people.
Wow. Also, as I'm looking at my notes, I see that she does 2 different shows. She does one called Entanglements on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is tomorrow.
It is.
So I'm plugging her show, but y'all go make sure y'all support her tomorrow and see her show. And if you need a guest for that, I don't know what it is, but I'll be more than happy to.
Kenny, you got an entanglement? You got a messy? You have a messy love story?
Whoa, no, I'm good. I didn't know that's what it was about. Okay, maybe I need to ask before I stick my foot in my mouth.
No. So an entanglement is a complicated or compromising relationship or situationship. So typically, maybe a little love triangle, multiple people involved, people come and share their messy stories. Chris calls it the Maury of the app. I mean, the Maury show of the app. So
at 44, I try to stay away from all that mess. Like I think I've learned.
You got an old school?
I've learned all I need to know about any of that, and and as far as old school stuff, like I leave the past in the past. I don't look back.
Come on, Kenny. Come get
It's there for a reason. It's there for a reason.
Come get a leaf on the wall, Kenny. Come get a leaf on the wall.
No.
I tried, y'all. I thought we had one, y'all.
No, I'm good. Like, when I watch Maury, I don't know how close your show really is to Maury, but like a lot of this stuff, I'm like, man, like, how can y'all go on live TV and talk about something that's so embarrassing and so like I know they're getting paid, but like there ain't enough money in the world that can make me embarrass myself like that.
No, but you know what it is though? I think here's the flip side that I found about it, right? People come on and tell these stories, and one, it's a little therapeutic, right? You can go and kind of like, some people just, listen, let me tell you about something really dumb that I did. The other part is, people kind of, it's a way to kind of laugh at your pain, I mean, you do have to have a little bit of a tough skin, turn the comments off. The comments, if anybody is here that has been to the show, knows the comments get really hectic and funny and out of control. But it's a fun time. And, people volunteer to come share their stories. So we just give them the platform to say it out. I map it out. I got a big old Post-it board. I write everything down, make a little flow chart, recap the story, and we have a good time. Yeah, we have a good time.
Oh, it sounds like an awesome show, and I would love to be there and watch and listen. But
come sit in the audience.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the audience. Like I don't want to. I don't want, like, my past is my past, and I try to leave it there. We moving forward from here on out.
My other show, I'd love to have you come on on my other show that I do on Sundays. I think you would have a good time on that show.
What is that?
So I do a show on Sundays now that I've started called Top Badge Squares. Did you ever watch the show Hollywood Squares?
Yeah, absolutely.
Same concept. I would just bring it on the app. So there's no there's the top badges are the celebrities. And then we have contestants that come on to compete. I have a big old, tic-tac-toe board. Since I can only put 3 people in the multi-box across the bottom. So each top badge has a column. So they each own 3 squares. And then I ask you trivia questions, and then the contestants agree or disagree. It's a fun time. So you're welcome to join if you're ever up to doing that on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That one I would definitely be up for.
Awesome. No, it's a fun time. If any top badges in here would like to do it, let me know. Just message me on Instagram. If there's contestants on here, let me know. We have a really good time.
Sounds like it. So y'all check out Entanglement on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then check out, what's the other one?
Top Badge Squares.
Top Badge Squares at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sundays. That sounds like a good time.
That is a great.
Other than what we've touched on, is there anything about you that maybe nobody knows or you haven't been able to touch on the app? Is there anything interesting?
No, not really. I'm pretty much an open book. But come by and see me. It's all positive vibes. We like to have a good time throughout the week. I am getting some merch together, so coming out in the next couple of weeks. If y'all want to come support the Butterfly Effect, that's kind of what we call the space over this way. Butterflies associated, I tell people all the time, butterflies are a great symbolization of growth and change and transition. Butterflies associated with lupus. It is a symbol of lupus, and the butterfly effect theory, the idea that one small change in one place can have a large impact elsewhere. So I like my space and this time on this app to reflect the same energy, right? So if it's 2 seconds, 2 minutes, 2 hours that we spend together, I want you to leave feeling better than when you arrived.
Absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you being on my show. You've been amazing. You kind of made the conversation flow, and I've never talked to her before, so for her to make the conversation flow like she did was just amazing. And I appreciate you being a great guest. And whenever you want me to be a guest on Top Badge Squares, I'll be on that. But the other one, I'm just going to be, I'll come in there and lurk. I ain't going to let you know I'm there. I'm just going to come in there and watch.
Tomorrow, Kenny, I'm going to be looking for you tomorrow in the comments. Just put your hand up, and so I know you're there. Tomorrow's going to be a good show, guys. Tune into my Instagram. It's Jilly Baby. I don't reveal the guests until tomorrow, the day of. We're going to have a great guest tomorrow, guys. So you really do want to show up tomorrow for the guest. Kenny, thank you so much for having me. And congratulations again on your first featured show. I feel honored to be on the first one.
Thank you. Everybody, y'all make sure y'all favorite It's Jilly Baby. Go support her. Watch her show. And from what I can tell, she is just a really great person. So, wow. Hey, before I forget, everybody favorite the guests, favorite all the gifters. And thank y'all for all the gifts. Recon, thank you. Let's see who we got here. Yo. So anyway, so y'all make sure her featured show is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Top Badge Squares is on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. Not during the show, brother. Not during the show. We only have guests on in the box during the show. So Nick, if you want to request a box and do one last song to take us out of here. Y'all make sure y'all support everybody. Emoji J. Y'all go check Emoji J out. Emoji J's website, his YouTube channel. There it is. YouTube, emojij.com right there. Emoji J. YouTube.com/emojij. Y'all go favorite Emoji J. Check his stuff out. He's really good. Really good. He helps us all show creators out. Yo, Nick, if you're still here. Did we lose Nick? No, I don't see it, bro. I don't see no guest in the box. We're waiting. That's okay. That's okay. It'll get there. Bro, I have been like on vacation.
There we go. There we go.
Here we go. So Nick's gonna take us out one last song before the end of our show.
All right, man. Thanks for having me back, Kenny. Hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I get to bring it in and ring it out. Let's freaking go. All right, so I'm gonna do this song. This is by a band called Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is an old school 1970s song. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Bye. Make sure to favorite Kennywayne if you haven't already, guys. This is Kennywayne After Dark. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's get it.
Y'all make sure y'all favorite Nick, Jilly Baby, Skylight, everybody in red. Everybody favorite everybody.
It's a fave fest, man. Favorite everybody. All right, here we go. Recon, you lit duck. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time. So forever, oh, they say it'll rain a sunny day. I know, shining down like water. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and the rain is hard. I know it's been coming for some time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle past and so. I know it can't stop, I wonder. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Coming down on a sunny day. One more time now. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down on a sunny day?
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, bro. Everybody, make sure y'all favorite Nick Styles. Go check him out.
Hey,
He's
thank
really
you, bro.
funny
Thank
guy
you for
too.
having me.
He's a really funny guy too, especially if you battle him and there's somebody on the other side that don't like him. He'll really amp it up for you.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, thank you so much for having me, bro. Shout out to Kenny.
Thank you,
Make sure you
Nick.
get him with that fave. Enjoy the rest of the show, man.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Yo, everybody, thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for being a part of my first confirmed featured show, first banner show. I'd like to give special thanks to Skylight for helping during my stream and everything she's done. Thank you, Skylight. Everybody, make sure y'all favorite Skylight. Also, down here in the comments, I see Charming Charlie. Charlie, I'm going to ask you now, would you like to be on my show next week? Yes, okay. So next week, for sure, we're going to have Jace, Top Badge Jason. We're going to have Charming Charlie. And if everybody please would hit Charming Charlie with a favorite, he needs to get to 5,000 favorites. He needs to get to 5,000 favorites so he can apply for his top badge. He may have already had 5,000 favorites. I don't know, but I know he's still trying to get there, and he really deserves it, guys. Everybody favorite him. And also favorite Emoji J. Go check out his YouTube channel. There you go, right there, his YouTube channel. Go check it out. Yo, Ryan, hello. And that concludes our show. Oh, well, technically, we still got 5 minutes left. I'm trying to run out of here when I shouldn't be. I should be trying to stay. But everybody make sure y'all favorite Charlie, favorite Recon, favorite all the gifters, everybody in red. I'm not trying to flee. I just, you know. All right, look here. We got Down South Squad. What is Down South Squad? Is that a band we got going on there? Nah, no worries, Charlie. Do a commercial. Yeah, thank y'all for the favorites and all the gifts. I appreciate y'all so much. So if you would like to be on my show, either message me on Instagram or message Skylight. And Skylight, I'll make sure I take care of you. Y'all message Skylight or message me on my Instagram. Get with one of the two. And Skylight, listen, like you really saved my bacon this week, and I appreciate you so much. Down South boys. What kind of? All right. Well, if y'all would like to be on the show, y'all can either message me directly or message Skylight or one of us. And always look for entertainment on every show and good interviews. Should be Kennywayne _ meet me, I think. It's in my bio. If you click on my bio, it's in there. Just click follow me. I'll try to get in there and follow you back. I'm not real good at